order. Okay. It is July 15th, 2021. I call this meeting of the Wellfleet Select Board to order in accordance with the temporary suspension and enhancement of the open meeting law requirements by the General Court of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Hello.
The first order of business is announcements and open sessions. In open session and public comments. Public comments must be brief. Okay, seeing none.
Well, congratulations for being the chair.
Oh,
Thank you. Big improvement.
Mike did fine, so. Moving on, business discussion of approval of year-end transfers. Lisa, could you walk us?
Yep, that would be me.
Yep.
I'm going to be here to present those budgetary transfers. Did you all get the printout?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
No,
one-
hold on.
I don't think Linda got. Well, I did send you.
I can screen share it if you want.
Yes, please screen share because I couldn't open that Excel file. Thank you.
I don't know how to screen share.
Rebecca will take care
Oh,
of
there
it.
you go. There you go. Okay, so there's the screen share. On the left-hand side are the overdrawn accounts, and on the right-hand side are the accounts that I have identified as having some excess funds. Today, we performed the last fiscal bill paying warrant and went through all the encumbrances and et cetera, et cetera. And this is the deal here. The items on the left need the funds, and the items on the right have some extra funds. When we first started in May, Charlie and I did, it was, the mission was to get to town meeting. So we took our screenshot of what we thought we needed at that time, and that was that 292,000 or so that was presented. And now that we've done all this analysis at the end of the year, these are the final balances and the shortfalls, and we hope to have this passed tonight. Actually, I do want to say that on the bottom, there's a request from the police, but they're transferring within their own department. They have two sub-departments. They have the communications and the police, so they're transferring within their own departments. So like I said, these are the shortfalls. We did have two town administrators. We had two town accountants. So there's just been like a little lack of continuity. But the good news is that we have a little surplus. We have a new chart of accounts for fiscal 22 that I set up. The department heads are going to be trained. They're going to code their own bills. They're going to read. There's going to be monthly printouts. I promised them that, and I am going to stand by that. And then everybody will be accountable for their budgets. And hopefully this situation will not happen again. And if so, to a smaller degree. I'll open it up for questions.
Yes, if I could ask a question. This is Stephen. Thank you for this. So this is basically it's not going to cost us any more money. We're just shifting assets from one side of the balance sheet to the other to make up for shortfalls, right?
Correct.
So if we just approve this and get this over with,
Then we
I
can
think
move on.
we can all go
fiscal
for
20.
pizza at like
That's
8 o'clock.
You got that right.
So I would like to make the motion that we approve this transfer in total.
I would like to give anybody that has questions an opportunity first. And there actually has to be a motion by both the finance committee and separately for the select board as well.
Yeah, I too would like to give people a chance to ask questions before we go to a vote.
Helen has her hand up. So Helen.
Yes, so if I understand what you just said, and I'm saying this for the first time just now, but it's not big. Lisa, through you, Ryan, to Lisa. Group health insurance, $92,000.
Yes, I was surprised by that too. I was not here during the budget season to get fiscal 21 up and running, but I can tell you that the fiscal 22 budget is increased by $100,000. So that should not be happening again. I don't know how the health insurance was budgeted in fiscal 21.
And we are going to cover that how?
Well, the items on the right are the funding sources. See, on the bottom, it says total of the account deficit is $205,564. And then the available funds on the right all add up to $205,564. So it's kind of like hen pecking to get them all in the right place.
I got that. Remember, I'm seeing this for the first time now, and
Oh, I know. It was literally done by 4 o'clock today.
No,
because
no,
the last
it's
warrant was
fine.
done at 2
I
o'clock.
couldn't open the attachment. Never mind, too much time on me. But my point being, it would be great to know what is sacrificed exactly that's behind the figures for the different departments. But never mind, it's what we have to do. And I appreciate the last minute work on this. I'm not faulting you for, doing this. At least I can see it now. Thank you.
Right, we would have to get this done. If this deficit stays, then we would have to raise that on the recap sheet, which means taxing the people.
Right,
Again.
I got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
unfortunately.
Excuse me, Lisa,
Yes?
it's Fred McGee.
Hi, Fred.
Hi. So on the available fund side, are those amounts that are going to get repaid to those departments at some point? I understand that, for example, on the library side, there was a question about what available funds were really there. There might have been a disagreement between spreadsheets. And do those amounts disappear forever from those buckets, or do they get replenished at some point when
No.
we see
Okay,
revenues in the?
This is the end of the fiscal. The warrants are done. There's not any more bills to be done, except maybe I think a few payrolls for the police and fire for their overtime on July 30th. But this is the end of the fiscal 21 budget. Starting July 1, like 2 weeks ago, we have a brand new operating budget. You're able to pay fiscal 21 bills for 2 more weeks after the fiscal closes. So all these monies the items on the right will go to the departments on the left. We'll have no deficit, and we start fiscal 22 fresh. With the
Okay,
new operating budgets that was approved at town meeting.
all right, thank
But
you.
this is just basically debiting and crediting accounts that have surpluses to get everybody to
Exactly.
zero by the
Right,
end of the day.
that's exactly what we're doing.
Because this is our last day, July 15th is the last day that we can certify these funds for closing the fiscal year, if I'm correct.
Correct.
This is it.
The
This is
only
it.
reason-
And then we move on to
Yeah,
fiscal
yes.
22, and I'm very excited to get the new chart, have everybody code their bills, be accountable, monthly reports, get everything back on a very nice cycle.
Thank you.
I'll just ask a question, and that is, I mean, it's a miracle how the numbers on the left and the right match perfectly, and you ought to be congratulated.
I had to make that, well, the ones on the left are the actuals, and the ones on the right, I had a hen peck.
I appreciate that.
You know,
Is
it's not exactly what's left in those budgets. For example, like town clerk might have $8,472.35, but I was trying to go with the whole numbers to make it easier for the journal entry.
I'm just trying to say, is this a normal process that is typically done at the end of every fiscal year, or is this really unusual?
Well, I don't know how it's been worked in Wellfleet, but when I worked in Brewster for 27 years, we took care of these type of things at the special town meeting within the annual.
Yes, typically Wellfleet's handled it during town meeting. So in a normal year, if there weren't deficits in these remaining, the unfunded liabilities, these remaining budgets would end up as free cash, correct?
Yes, that would end up in the calculation of free cash, yes.
Yep. Okay, so effectively by doing this, we are, reducing what we might have for free cash for the next fiscal year by the 200 and, sorry, I have it pretty small on the 205,000.
Well, it's actually just switching budget amounts from department to department.
Lisa, I would like to point out that has our cash been certified?
No, we have to close the books first.
Right. Okay. And so what about the previous 2 years? Has any of that been cleared up?
Well, the auditors came and did fiscal 20. but they did it late in fiscal 21, so we couldn't get any free cash.
Okay,
21 hasn't been closed yet because we need to wait to do all this.
yeah,
And then we can get free cash so that you can hopefully have some money for town meeting in the fall.
right. So I think we need to move on and approve this. All right, it's a budget is for 1 year. This is, some areas and some departments have an overage, some areas and other departments have a shortage. And for those of us who've been on the finance committee, we've seen these things before. It's just a way to close out the books. And we do
Correct.
need to do this. We also need to start working on certifying the cash and cleaning up the mess that's in town hall. Thank you.
Yes, that is our mission. Charlie, myself, and Mary, that's our mission.
Now, that's great. I would, if I don't know what the rules are, but if I could second Stephen's motion to move forward with this, because this is just, all this is just, it's an accounting move that took a long time for Lisa to pick all of those numbers out of everywhere, and it just has to be done so that we can close the books and get the cash certified. So I don't have, there's no other way to do this. So I don't,
So that wasn't a motion. So,
Yes, it was. I
Stephen-
made a motion
Stephen
that we
made a
approve.
motion. Yeah.
But
And I
it was-
made
Oh,
it- It's on the finance committee for us to decide. The finance
you
committee
said
would
to
weigh
move
in.
on. I mean, that's
No, I
not,
originally made the motion that we approve
well,
these transfers.
and-
Fred would
and-
like to talk about it, which is fine, but right now it's on the finance committee's side now to debate it and come to a decision. Whereas it would be the same thing for the Board of Selectmen to come to a decision.
So Stephen, that motion at the time you made it was not recognized. If you'd like to make it again,
So moved.
can I have a second, please?
I'll second that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So, the finance committee is prepared to vote on the motion to approve these transfers as they are listed. And
yeah,
I can't see everybody because I've got,
I
I
think
can't-
if they take that listing down, that.
yeah, if you, there you go. So
There
at
you
least-
go.
So now we can at least do a roll
Can
call.
we just take a moment to thank Lisa profusely for making us feel like things are moving in the right direction? and
I
that
second
we
that.
need Control over our finances. Lisa, you must be tougher than you look.
Uh,
Fred, I
We
do
have a
have one.
motion and
could
we
I
have a
have-
Yeah,
second.
what? Let's vote, guys.
Yes, let's get our vote together first, okay? I'm gonna vote aye for the finance committee. Jeff,
Aye.
Dale, I'm sorry, Stephen,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mo,
Aye.
Ira, Jen,
Ira.
I can't see your mouth. Is that a yes?
Aye.
Okay, Linda,
Aye.
I believe that's it. If I'm counting correctly, we have eight,
Kathy's
nothing.
here.
Kathy.
Aye.
Thank you. So wait, I do have one other question now. Let's figure this out and ask Lisa. When does cash need to be certified? What's the certification date in a normal fiscal year?
Respectfully, that is not on the agenda. So we are, that is not recognized. I'd like,
And-
Do you know what it
I
is?
think it's on the select board now, I would guess
Yep.
to.
yes, to make the motion so that we can all go on. But free cash is not on the agenda for tonight's meeting, so we cannot discuss it. So I move to approve the end of year transfers as proposed by the interim town accountant, Lisa Suve.
Thanks. I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Janet, I.
John, I.
Ryan, I.
Ellen, I.
Okay, so there's gonna have to be two separate motions to adjourn as well.
I move that we adjourn.
Second,
Second. Okay.
roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much, folks. I
Aye, aye.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ellen, I.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank
Do we have a finance committee move to adjourn? as
I
well?
move to
No, I
adjourn.
want to talk about that.
Already did it. I'm gonna say,
Come on and see me.
I'll
Come on
make
and
a
see me at town hall.
I think Mo has the right idea there.
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
I'm gonna go an opposite way here. If anybody has a problem with adjourning, please say so. Otherwise, I'll just do it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, everybody.
Voted. I didn't vote. Did
Hey,
they?
Lisa, before you get off, Lisa,
Yes,
I'd like to talk to you offline. Is that possible? Could you
Sure.
send me, I'll send you an email with my phone number. If you could just give me a call, it'd be great.
certainly.
And
Thank
if
you.
somebody could do a primer on when cash needs to be certified for the Board of Selectmen, that would be great.
I'll get that
Thank
to you
you all.
tomorrow, Stephen.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.